My last attempt at a romper was about 3 years ago and it was a pretty big disaster. I had sworn this type of garment off, but I've given it a go again. Hi sewing friends, I'm Karina from liftingpinsandneedles.com. Welcome to this channel that is all about sewing, limitless sewing. Stay tuned till the end because I have some very important information for you that I'm sure you're gonna like. Watch till the end. And as I mentioned in the introduction, I had a pretty disastrous experience making a romper back in 2019, and I had tried one knit style and one woven style. Really felt it wasn't me. I didn't feel comfortable. It was mainly just trying to find a style that I think would suit me best. So I have sewn a romper again and it's totally my jam. I'm super glad I tried again, and I just modified slightly the original pattern to get the design that I really wanted, and I used the Sunday romper from Love Notions to do this. It is a little hack. Now this pattern was released back in 2020. Back then I sewed the dress versions, and I'm so grateful that this pattern has so many options because a romper is not for everyone, of course. You know, there are people that just don't wear them, so you can sew a skirt onto the bodice instead, which makes it much more versatile. And so back then I sewed two dresses. I used both types of bodices. One was sleeveless, one has a short dolman sleeve, and onto the bodice you can either sew a skirt or shorts or full length pants. I think you can, there's a capri cut line as well, so there's quite a few options. And so back then I thought this is nice as a dress. I used rayon spandex for mine. One thing to mention about the version that is with the pants is that you're going to be getting into this design through the neckline. That's why you have a V neckline in the front and the back. That just makes it a little more spacious so you can wiggle your hips through there. When you sew your neckband, all of that, you need to be using a stretch stitch that will allow that to give, and that's why you're using stretch fabric also. So yeah, those are things that are important to consider that are different to if you just make the dress version. If you make the dress, you just slide it on over your head like you do with dresses. I personally really dislike closure methods here on the side, like zippers. That is just so uncomfortable. And rayon spandex is nice. I think it's a really nice comfortable fabric, but I know it's one that's not going to last a long time, especially if you do wear the garments a lot and wash them. So mine are pretty worn out and faded, and they are actually pajamas at this point. It's been more than 3 years. So I knew the feature Friday for this pattern was coming up, only $5 today, and I was thinking about it for weeks and weeks. I want to try a shorts romper, but I want to make it a little bit different. So I decided to do a little hack. I'm pretty sure that you've seen the slash and spread method, which is a method that is used to create more volume, and you can do that on different parts of a design. You can use it to create flounces, flutter sleeves. You know, you can take a straight skirt and make it flared out, and it's a basic concept that you use everywhere, and you can use it on pants as well. I have done this before with pants and made culottes, really wide leg pants out of pretty straight leg pants. So the pants included in the Sunday romper are pretty straight, and so I thought I would like to make a romper that looks like a dress. Now the dress versions that I made last time, they just have a more straighter skirt. It's a skirt that doesn't have that much volume. So I wanted my look to be a little bit different, but I wanted it to be the pants. The original inseam for the shorts on the pattern piece is 5 inches. So for my height and my proportions, that is quite short, like super short. You can always lengthen. So I just measured down and I cut mine at about 9.5 inches inseam. And I'm going to show you really easy what I did to the pattern pieces just to flare them out. I think a nice flare for the back and the front legs is achieved by adding at least 10 to 12 inches to the width of the leg. So if I want it to look more like a skirt, I've got to spread it out quite a bit. So I decided to add around 10 to the front, around 12 to the back, just to keep the same proportion. Remember, the front leg of a pant is always narrower than the back leg of a pant, and that would be for any pant. So I decided to do that, and I'm going to quickly show you how that was done on the paper. It's so easy. You can try to do that too if you like the style. And let me show you the fabric as well. It's black and white. I think it's really nice. It's really lightweight and fresh, and it's got nice amount of stretch, nice amount vertical and horizontal. This is how the original pattern pieces look for my shorts. The original ones have a 5-inch inseam, but I've just cut them lower to be around 9.5 inches. I want them above my knee, and I've just drawn a lot of lines through them, 5 or 6 lines, whatever fits. Here you can see the front. I've already cut it out, and you can see where the lines were originally. I've decided to space them and add 2 inches per line. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I'm adding 10 more inches of width there, and you can see how the pant leg flares out. I didn't cut the lines all the way up to the edge. I stopped 3/8 of an inch away from the edge, and that's what's going to keep the waistline the same length to fit the bodice on the top. I've drawn my outline following the shape like that, and now I'm going to cut it out, and this is going to be my front piece. Then I'm going to do the exact same thing for the back. The sewing, everything's going to be exactly the same. It's just that these are going to look more like a skirt than shorts. Here is the back leg. Now what you'll see when the original is a little bit slimmer, you have this hip curve right there, which for this style you don't need. So all I did was draw a little dot here and one at the waist and just straighten that out, eliminating that hip curve. There's still going to be more ease there anyway because of the slashing and spreading. So I did that on both of the legs. On the back, I added actually 2.5 inches per little space right there. For the back, I added 12 extra inches. For the front, I added 10. Always the back is a little wider. I want you to look at where I placed the grain line mark for this. Remember, I wanted to keep this area very similar to the feet of the original. So I'm following that grain line there, sort of parallel to this line over here and to the inseam. What I don't want to do is place the grain line like that, because then look how that would end up, almost unbiased. So little things to note when placing this on the fabric. Here's the front. You can see the grain line mark is there. That's how I'm going to place it on the fabric instead of placing it like this. Before I show you the romper, I wanted to mention one more thing. If you try this on before finishing the neckline, you might stretch out that neckline, so I would be cautious about that. The other thing you might find when you're trying your dress on or your romper is that the bodice that unites the bottom bit looks really low on the body, and that is perfectly normal. It has to be like that because there's going to be an elastic inside, and that's just going to bring it up to your smaller area at the waist, and you have a bit of blousing, which is part of the design. I think any design that has a casing with elastic should have a bit of excess of length in the bodice to create that blousing, or else it just looks very weird and it's really uncomfortable, and it just ends up riding up as you walk and you live your life. I'd say mine is about 2 inches longer than it would be if it was just a regular bodice that just had a skirt that was fitted. Here is my Sunday romper, and I can't believe I'm saying that I made a romper because, my experience hasn't been that great, but I love this one. The fabric is amazing. I mean, I love the print. It's just awesome. And I've had this for quite a few months already. It's a 90Y. Look at this beautiful print. And here is the front V neckline and the back V neckline. Once you have it on a hanger and you have the shoulder seams up there, it's easy to know which one is the back because it's the one that has the lower neckline. So that would be the back, that would be the front. I decided to use contrast binding here. This is leather look jersey that I use for everything. And I did exposed binding here on the armholes as well. For the purpose also that I like the fit as it was when I tried it on. I didn't want to take that seam allowance away. When you push binding towards the inside, it ends up being a little lower. So one of the reasons was that. And the other one that I like it like this. I think it looks really cool. So it's easy. I've done it so much recently. You just sew the binding on the right side of the garment, right sides together, and then just wrap it around the seam allowance. It just covers it, and then you top stitch, and then you stitch in the ditch, and it holds it down. Here is the casing there. Seam allowance that joins the bodice to the bottom of this, whether it's a skirt or the pants or the shorts. It's 3/4 of an inch. You press that up, top stitch it, and that makes the casing. You leave a little opening, put your elastic in there, and it's so comfortable. And oh my gosh, look at this wide leg short. It looks like I'm wearing a dress, but I'll be so much more comfortable. I know it's short. So yeah, I'm just so happy. For me, making it look like a dress was a more wearable way for my style and how I'd feel comfortable. So that was my way to do it. It's the same pattern, just slash and spread. You saw how easy it was. And I would even consider making one that's more of a midi length, like just under my knee, capri length type of jumpsuit. I think I would enjoy wearing that as well. So yeah, my version of the Sunday romper is just a longer short with a wider leg. Same here, it doesn't change anything. When you do the slash and spread, the waist stays the same. And you get this beautiful, beautiful other style that you could try. if you like playing around with your patterns. This is my Sunday romper, and it's actually the first romper that I like. I haven't had much luck in the past. This is a straight size 18 with a regular bust option. What I did was just cut the pants short at around a 9-inch inseam and just flare out the legs. You can see how to do that on my channel. So this looks more like a skirt, but it's pants. It looks fuller than the skirt version on the Sunday romper, and that's why I did this hack. Really happy with the style. It's super comfortable. I used a really nice ITY. I love the print. I love that elasticized waist. The casing is super easy to sew, and there's a V neckline on the front and also on the back. It's very nice. I've used exposed binding there on the armholes to match the same knit I used on the neckline. It's a leather look knit, and I think it looks really nice. I love V necklines. I think they're really fun to do, and you get to do it twice here in the front and the back, and it's just so nice, so comfortable, so flowy. Love that it's pants, but it looks like a dress. I get a little bit more volume, and ITY knit is fresh. Just perfect for this little hack. Really love it. I'm super happy with it. I'm glad I took the plunge and decided to sew another romper. Definitely a style I would love to make again. It's just so comfortable, so nice, and just the process of imagining it and doing the little arts and crafts on the pattern is so much fun. I really enjoy it. I hope this inspired you. Maybe you want to try a hack like this where you see a design that has a more slim fitting pant. You can definitely just flare it out and get a different look with the same fit at the waist. Everything's possible with sewing, and I love that. Now very soon you will see another episode on my channel where I have styled another garment and I've paired it with this one. So if you want to see a different look, just be on the lookout for the next video. I mentioned at the start that I wanted to give you some insider information, and it's about the Love Notions sale. Now, Love Notions has a few site-wide sales a year, not many, and one of them is starting on the 1st of May, so next week from Monday through Friday. There will be a huge site-wide sale, 40% off. If you've been looking at some patterns that I've showcased here, maybe you want to grab them when they cost 40% off. So just be aware, Monday through Friday next week, big Love Notion sale. And I've got a super fun make to share with you that has been a labor of love. I'm just enamored with the piece. It turned out exactly as I envisioned it, and I'm just really bursting at the seams to share that piece with you. So stay tuned for next week's special content around the Love Notion sale. Remember to check out the Sunday romper. It doesn't have to be a romper, it can be a dress as well. Only $5 today. You'll find my affiliate link down below, as well as content I've already made about this pattern. That's all from me. I'll see you very soon back on this channel. Bye.